Hi. So I'd like to consider now the practical aspects of intellectual property, the commercialization, the making money from your intellectual property. So I'd like to just start with the difference between selling and licensing your intellectual property. So I'll use as an example patent as the intellectual property. So let's say I've invented a barbecue that flips the burgers when they need to be flipped. I'm going to a barbecue later, so that's the example. So if I want to sell the intellectual property, it would be known as an assignment. So if I'm going to assign the intellectual property, the patent, I am giving all the rights to somebody else. They will then own it, and it's up to them to do whatever they want with it, but they've assigned it over to you. To assign intellectual property, it has to be in writing and it has to be signed by the original owner of the intellectual property for it to transfer over properly. So if you're commissioning somebody to do some work that has intellectual property, make sure you have that assignment document done. Otherwise, it's questionable whether it is actually a proper assignment transfer over. On the other side is a license. A license is giving people permission to do something that would otherwise be unlawful. So you're giving them permission to use your intellectual property, the patent in this sense. With a license, always remember that you can be very specific in what you're licensing, the permissions you're giving, because you're still the owner of the patent, the intellectual property. So what rights are you going to grant? For example, it might be that you grant a licensee use in a particular territory, or you license it for a particular period of time only, or for a particular use only. The territory could be, I'll allow you to have it for the north, I'll allow you to have it for the south, I'm allowing you to have it for a red barbecue, you can have it for a blue barbecue. So you can be very specific in there. Be very careful if you're going to assign the intellectual property. It's a one-off, so make sure are you getting paid properly for that. If it's a license, then it can be an ongoing license fee, whether that's monthly, annually, as long as the duration of the grant of that license you're giving. Thank you.